Oh, hi. I didn't see you there. My name is Kijani Wilson, and as you can see, it's snowing. Being that it's third quarter and my senior year is almost over, I thought about everything that I've done so far this year and everything that I've yet to do. You know, like kind of like a routine, what I've been consistent with and what I've been inconsistent with, brushing my teeth, washing my face, putting that shit on, that's consistent. But one thing, the main thing that I've been inconsistent with is my poetry. For those of you that don't know, I attend high school, and at high school, I participated in the poetry club. I joined last year not really knowing what to expect, but after being there for a while, I can safely say that that is a space I want to be, 24/7. The people there are great, the energy is great, the poetry is great. There's nothing that I don't like about it, except me. I'm the problem. I don't write enough, and when I do write, it's some half-ass shit to sound cool or quippy or it's no. But I have been doing better recently, and I thought, hey, this is kind of like cozy, snowing outside. I got a candle lit here. Smells very good. I thought, why not go back through all the pieces that I've written so far my senior year and pick out which ones I like the best. Some of you have already heard them, some of you haven't, but now we can all go back through them and read them together. This is my poetry book. Is this a planner/calendar? Yes, it is. Why did I choose this instead of an actual journal? I don't know. But I think I've done enough yapping and not enough reading. So let's get to it. Okay, here we go. This is the most recent piece I've written. It doesn't have a title because I just didn't give it a title, but I actually do really like this piece. There were a couple of lines that I would change here and there, but I'm not gonna do that right now. And overall, I think it's a pretty okay piece. So let's start. This cold weather has been fueling my drowsiness. Nap time is any time once the cold air hits the back of my neck and the front of my face. I can't say which I enjoy more, the feeling of a cold breeze or the warmth of the sun. I guess either feeling is good since it lets me know that I'm alive. I am alive. The same can't be said for everybody though. Many weren't lucky enough to make it out of 25. 26 is here now though. Let's see how many lives we can deduct this time. I sigh seeing the body count grow high. I'm simply not good enough to give a good reason as to why. Before I said the heat causes chaos, but now I see it's the cold, because it makes it easier for sick people to do sick things and blame it on some form of cold or illness. The cold brings frostbite and makes it impossible for them to feel this. There is no cure for amputation, so I'll cut off your limbs and watch your body go limp. To sacrifice your corpse to the fire to warm me and my other sins. We're quite deadly, not to brag. I bring to you not a bag, but a box. Pandora, watch me bust that lock and unleash all these winter horrors, where mothers have to sell themselves to the ones who didn't help birth their daughters. God bless their simple souls. They think the winter will save them. Old man winter has come to town and all souls are for the taking. I caused this winter horror storm with little regret and full participation. I promised I wouldn't laugh, but they believe that summer is their salvation. I stuttered a little bit in that, but overall, I wrote this piece kind of like in a response as to everything that's been going on. Recently, news came out that there was an ICE agent that decided that he was going to sexually assault a woman that they had in one of their detention centers in exchange for letting her see her daughter, her own daughter. And it's really disgusting. And it just, it makes me really upset. It makes me really upset that this is the world that we live in. But this shit ain't new, especially if you're a person of color like me. A lot of people are surprised that, things like this is happening, but this has been happening. This isn't new shit. It's just like, how history repeats itself. People say that. That's exactly what this is. And I wrote this piece when I had first heard about what had happened with her and everything. And, it just made me really upset. So I wrote this to kind of like vent. It didn't help much because you can only vent so much on a piece of paper, but Overall, I like this piece because I feel like it's more so how I feel. It's more so how I feel, but it's also kind of like a part of what I think that what they think, the other side, MAGA, Trump, they're led to believe that, hey, I mean, everybody's still holding out hope that this will somehow be over, but it's not. Our president's going to continue to do what he wants to do, and nobody's safe. That's what winter is. You know, how you use the excuse that, hey, I'm sick, to, you're coughing out loud, you're sneezing, but really, I mean, you can cover your mouth. You just choose not to because, hey, I'm already sick. What's the point in keeping the germs on me? But I didn't explain that well at all. But overall, that was a pretty good piece. I liked it. I hope you liked it. But we're nowhere near done. We're nowhere near done. That was just the first of many that you and I are going to dive into while we have this time together. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed that piece, and I'll see you after this break. Stay frosty. Stay warm.
Is this nigga serious? Go fuck yourself.
Oh, hi. Shit. I didn't see you there. Shit. My name is Johnny Wilson. You already knew that. I hope you enjoyed our short little break there. This next piece is actually on my phone, which is why I had it out. All right. This next piece is relatively recent. I'm actually not sure how long ago I wrote it, but I do know that it was earlier this year. I actually read it at a podcast for one of the teachers at high school, the school that I attend, which is high school. And originally it didn't have a name, but it does now. Suffix. So I'll go ahead and read that for you all. I've been led to believe that life is all pain with no gain. New blood on top of old stains, and it's a shame that what I'm saying will go over some of your heads like a plane. But that's okay. I like small words with big meaning, so I'll keep it plain. This extra hours with little pay keeps me in a constant rotate, but I'll keep at it like an addict till I get my flowers. I need my standing ovation. It's nice, but I'll pay the price for my lust for security and trust, because if poetry is life and I'm addicted to living, then this thing is a vice. I'll put my head in a vice and crack it open. Let my blood fill the room. Lay my physical in a tomb with no room for me to breathe. Tell my stories on the walls big enough to read. Dinner and the show, the maggots need some entertainment while they feast. While they eat away at my corpse, you'll reinforce this pain into a new form. I hope I'm reincarnated into a handsome young man, again and again, 10 times over. I stuttered through that. But the overall gist of this poem, I wrote it because I wanted to kind of like convey my feelings of like redundancy in life. And how a lot of things that go through my head on a day-to-day basis, it fuels my creativity, but it also kind of drains me a little bit. But without, any means of art to like express my feelings, I'm not good expressing my feelings verbally, which is why I write poetry. I depend on poetry, not for everything when it comes to my feelings or like emotion, but a lot of the time I won't really get across what I'm saying unless I write it on a piece of paper or unless I'm in front of a camera, like I am now. But the thing about it is, like I said in the poem, it's a vice. It's not something that I want to be doing. I don't want to be the best at being in touch with my feelings when I'm in front of a camera or writing it on a piece of paper. If I feel some type of way, I want to be able to say it verbally, especially if it involves another person physically. So, this whole poetry thing, it's cool, but it's not something that I like necessarily want to do, at least when it comes to my emotions. You get what I'm saying? But overall, I really like this piece. And the end, I hope I'm reincarnated into a handsome young man again and again, 10 times over. It's not a hopeful end to the poem, it's more of like a wishful, you know, into the poem. Like, I want to lead a new life, which doesn't necessarily mean a different dimension or starting over from like just, forgetting everybody that I know now, but I want to lead a new life, one where I'm able to function without having had to do all these different types of techniques to express how I feel rather than just saying it. Like, I want to be good at expressing myself, but because I'm not, I use these things that I use. I use art to express myself. But if I didn't have that, it's like I'm not really sure where I'd be, if that makes sense. But overall, I really like this piece. I named it Suffix just because, I don't know, I kind of feel like it fitted, honestly. But that was our second piece. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I didn't enjoy reading it, because I fucking stuttered and fucked it up a couple of times. But that's okay, because after this break, we'll be reading our third and final piece. I hope you've enjoyed this time together. I certainly have. I'll see you after this break. Hi, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that little break of ours, and I hope you've been having as much fun as I have. I mean, probably not. I mean, I know now you've just been sitting here listening to me talk the entire time. But I have some tea here. That's some good stuff. Now, it is time for our third and final piece, which is also on my phone. This piece is called AC. I wrote this piece last year as a poetry slam alternate. You know, I couldn't choose between the two pieces. This was just kind of like I kind of want to do this one, but I didn't end up doing it. You know, I still performed the piece that I had memorized for the slam, but this isn't it. I really like this piece. This is a piece that I always look back on fondly, even though I've never performed it on stage. I look back on it fondly because it inspires me to write better poems. I know that sounds like glaze since it is something that I wrote, but I mean, honestly, I just really like this piece. So I'm gonna go ahead and read it. It's hard trying to keep my cool. For those of you that know me, it wouldn't seem that way. Cool as a cucumber, that's him. Chill as the AC, that's me, all right. But it's not, at least not always. It's hard to keep you cool without a fan to calm you down when things don't go according to plan. Plans change much like seasons, and heat is the reason my cool stays depleted. Defeated by heat stroke, it's homicide when I write. Murder hero, but murder she wrote. Skinned him alive and stripped him of everything that made him a hero. Zero is where I started, where we started. It's hard not to be humble when all you had is your heart, but heart don't mean much these days. You play spin the bottle and plant a kiss of death on my face. My legs fall in on themselves as I drop to the floor. Pass me the body, it's my turn to play with the corpse. Slaughter the children and watch them grieve, till their parents and rob their ability to breathe. With ease, you fix your lips and suck your teeth at me. You're the problem, so send them back to whence they came and that'll solve it. Push these swords and triggers in their hands and watch them gain consciousness and lose confidence. Commenting on how commonly these crimes are committed. It's not okay over there, but here it's permitted. You sicken me until I'm ill. You claim I'm the virus while you continue to infect and kill. You display yourself as the vaccine everyone should get. When you're really a placebo, your injection won't cure shit. Your antidote won't heal us. No, you're the problem. Yes, you with your motor mouth and machine brain. You overheat the room and bring the humidity. The heat is so intense it melts my humility. Are you kidding me? Tantrums all over the country, but you think you babysitting me? You can fuck off and die anonymously, or die publicly so the public sees your gluttony. Like a shirt, unbutton me and watch my guts spill. Let your mouths fill my entrails, I can tell you disgusted. You can't stomach the truth with every tooth, you rip away my wisdom. You win some, lose some, but won none and lost us. Watch us serve those tables you sit at and we'll watch you pick at the plate. You the type to make a reservation and still show up late. You fake hungry. You falsely informed that your business is needed. We served you a 4-course meal as if you would eat it. But alas, my purpose is fading and the water in my body is draining. Every pore in my body is gone for good, and regret is the only thing that inhabits me. My body is no longer a home, just a husk. And when I'm old, this metal exoskeleton will rust and crumble to pieces. I don't really have anything to say about this poem other than I was in my bag when I wrote this. And I think that's all the time that we have. As you can see, it's pretty dark outside, so I'm not gonna hold any more of your time. I hope you enjoyed this time just as much as I did, but like I said before, probably not. I don't have anything else to say, but I hope that you're out there staying warm and safe, and I'll see you next time. Hopefully when there's less snow on the ground and a little bit more flowers. Spring 2026, Children in the Bloom. Stay safe, stay warm, and stay alert. I had this shit on a timer and it didn't fucking go off. Let me just